So you want to be a better follower?
You might even be a little self-conscious, but that's why we're here to help you. Emily and I are going to help you become a better follower.
We are going to start with 3 main tips that we think are the most important for any follower out there. So the first one we're going to talk about is knowing your own footwork, because contrary to a lot of people, it's not always the leader's fault. So we're going to cover that. The second thing we're going to talk about is Miss Megan's favorite thing.
Connection. Both to yourself and to your partner.
Exactly. And then we're going to talk about having to use all of your senses when you're following. Hopefully you don't have to use all of them, but we're going to talk about the primary ones that you'll probably use when you're dancing with your partner. So knowing your own footwork is very, very important. You should be able to do the push, the passes, and the whip all on your own. So let's go ahead and try this together. Followers, we're going to start with the sugar push, and then we're going to do our side passes. It is very important for you to know the footwork, because even if you're with a less experienced leader, you can still practice your own footwork and stuff on your own. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. If I, as the leader, am fumbling through my, let's say, left side pass, you know your own footwork, so you know what you're supposed to do. You can focus on that. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Same thing for the right side pass. So the nice thing for us, the passes are all the same, whether we go under the arm for the right side pass or we're being led into the left side pass. But again, knowing your own footwork is very, very important.
Yes, and if you know your own footwork, you can pay attention to what's happening with this lead, and it's going to give you more of a clue.
Perfect. So for our right side pass, we go under the arm, but it's still the same. So those are things that you can practice on your own. The next thing that's going to be probably the most difficult is the whip. Knowing your footwork for the whip, so I'm going to let go of Miss Megan and I'm going to do my own part as the leader. She's going to do her own part as the follower. It's very important because there's a lot of different things for the leaders going on that the follower can do their own footwork as well. So we'll go through that. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the ability to go through your own footwork, again, for the pushes, the passes, and the whip is going to be very, very important because, again, it's not always the leader's fault. Sometimes we like to jump the gun as the follower if we do know our own footwork. So this allows us to not have to worry about that and maybe pay a little bit more attention to our leader, which also makes them feel like a rock star. So that's good.
Hey.
Then we have number 2, which is connecting to your partner. So Miss Megan, there are 3 types of connections.
There is towards, there's away, and there's rotational, but I'm going to add one. There's also connection to yourself.
Ooh. So now we're going to go through the sugar push because that has 2 of the connections that she talked about. We have the forward connection here, so 3 and 4, and then we find the away connection on the 5 and 6. That's going to go for any of your anchors in any of the patterns that you do for West Coast.
Yeah, so for the sugar push, you are going to switch back and forth between those 2 connections rather fast. So we have 1, 2. You need to be connected forward as a follower for 3 and then as soon as the leader starts to lead you back, you want to connect away, and then 5 and 6.
Perfect. So then the other thing that we might use rotational connection for is the inside turn. We have 1, 2. From here, we're connected into this hand.
Yeah, followers, as you are led out into this prep, you want to make sure that your elbow is kind of up and flared so that you can fill out that rotational connection happening on this curve.
Then from here, we have the turn, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Going back to knowing your own footwork, making sure that you are over your foot on 2, so over your left foot for 1, 2, and then making sure so that now you can more focus on the connection, which is super important. And then that arm comes up, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So you'll find that inside turn a lot of different places. If you're very comfortable with the inside turn, you've got free spins, you've got the inside turn, tons of variations from that. So you've got to know your footwork and you've got to know how to connect and which connection you're doing with your partner.
Yes, so none of this is going to be easy if you don't know how to connect to yourself. So when you are connected to your partner, you could also practice with a TheraBand or whatever you want to call those, with a door, pulling back and engaging your lats and your, I don't know, that muscle.
Brian, what's that muscle?
Tricep.
Your tricep.
All right, so you want to engage your lats and your triceps if you were doing both arms. That way, when you get led side to side, your body will go with your arm versus your arm going by itself. That's not very helpful.
It happens a lot.
It does. All right, so you want to really work on connecting to yourself. You could even put your arm down
Karate chop.
and it will connect you as well. All right, but that is going to be a good key to actually helping you connect to your partner as well.
And for anybody that has some leaders out there, it goes for the leaders too. Yay. So we have 1, 2, one more time, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Then the third thing we're going to talk about is using your senses.
Because sometimes it's needed.
Sometimes it's needed.
Sometimes the leaders don't always remember what they're doing or like to do their own thing.
They do. And sometimes they don't even know what they're going to lead. So
Yeah.
you might do a couple of sugar pushes until they need to reset. But either way, you can't anticipate and you have to try and use visual cues.
Yes.
Obviously,
Definitely.
the feeling of the connection cues. Hopefully you don't need to use your smell. But hearing the music, that's another sense. You can do that too. So making sure that even if you don't really know what the
Don't do that.
don't do that. What the leader is trying to make you do, you can use more cues. Oops, I just let go. That's a free spin.
So yeah, as a follow, if I am with a leader that isn't super clear, I am definitely using my peripheral vision to kind of see which direction they're going, and I'm definitely using my touch feel through the connection to see where they might want me to go, but then I'm definitely trusting my vision probably a little bit more.
Yes, because then you also have these people that might, I don't know, let go, and you're like, what are you doing? And I'm gonna walk,
you.
and we're just gonna keep walking until we decide to do something else. So using all of your cues and senses are very, very important, but again, also knowing your footwork so that you can manipulate. And
If you know your footwork, you don't have to think about it. Therefore, you can think about connecting to yourself, connecting to your partner, or you can worry about looking at what your partner might be doing.
or connecting to the music too, because let's be honest, music
That's
makes
hard.
it more fun to dance, and that's something you're connecting to as well.
Yes.
Cool. So if you want more things that you might have questions on, like what do I do with my arms when I dance? We've got a video up here that you can click on. Or how the heck do I anchor step and make variations with that? We have 5 ways to style your anchor step, and you can find that down below. So those are your three tips for better following in West Coast Swing. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know how it goes for you.